Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Mysticall, and today, Monk Trainer episode number 2. Now, I apologize that this has taken so long. Basically, when a Monk Trainer episode comes out, I want you guys to learn something. I want it to be a game or concept. First of all, the game needs to be incredible. That's what I want. I want you guys to learn something from the game. High MMR, back and forth game. I don't want it to be one-sided where we're just training a warlock the entire time. Like that's not fun to watch. However, a game like this that you're about to watch, it's high MMR. We're about 2350 MMR, back and forth match, and that's what I want Monk Trainer episodes to be like. So I apologize for the delay. Now, as far as concepts go, when I get my Void Elf Monk to 110, I will be doing a Monk Trainer that basically how to get started before you get into the arena. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is TSG versus RMP. It's a weakness. It's definitely a weakness for Mistweaver Monks. Now, before I get into the actual game, I just want to talk about cooldowns and just general strat. You will be primarily on the Frost Mage or Arcane Mage, whichever spec mage it is. And you can easily make swaps to the Rogue and kill him in a stun if they don't have a trinket, and if I can incap feint off. If I incap feint when it's about to fall off and I stun him, we can kill him. We can get like a fear on the priest. Easy. It's a GG. You can kill him in a Stormbolt as well. But you'll primarily be on the mage. Now, as far as cooldowns go, we are Way of the Crane, as you can see. Play Way of the Crane. It's really good for kidneys or cheap shot spams on you. Helps you get out of crowd control or any incoming crowd control. So Way of the Crane is definitely the way to go. If you're not comfortable with Way of the Crane, you can win with AMA, but it's a lot harder because you have to sit that, additional kidney shots or cheap shots. So the priest has fear, rapture. They're just kind of really hard to play against. You're gonna have to them or really crowd control them. The mage has 2 ice blocks because they're frost. They also have temp shield. The rogue has vanish, cloak, which doesn't do too much unless it's only the death knight on them, and evasion. As far as our cooldowns go, our death knight has wall. I honestly forget the name of it. I just call it wall. A warrior has shield wall, I believe it's called, and I have Way of the Crane, cocoon, revival. Those are our cooldowns, and honestly, let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna hit play. So the game is about to start. By the way, if you guys aren't familiar with this, I'm gonna hit play and pause and talk about some plays I make. It's a really good game, and I hope you guys stick around. So we come out. You can see I have Trophy GCD right here. I apologize for this. I was reading, and this is Exorcist Raid Tools. So you can see Trophy GCD. I put my port down right here. Now, my warrior's in combat. And I got and DK, and I got a renewing mist off, but I was still stabbed. He was able to sap me in the opener, which is usually not that good. It's really not a good idea to get sapped in the opener because it lets them get following crowd control on you. But mostly it's just a half poly most of the time. So he sapped me, and then for some reason the mage, you'll see him come out in a second. So the priest right now is coming in for a fear, but the mage pops orb on us. So basically, you don't have to trinket anything because the orb is going to break the fear as soon as you leave the sun. So I get deep shot here. Now they're starting. This is their burst. You can see the rogue is popping his shadow daggers. The mage didn't use any cooldowns, I believe, but I think he does. And I'm just going to Way the Crane their first burst. So he's going to cheap shot. I Way the Crane. Nope, still didn't pop burst yet. Maybe he didn't, but this is still good because rogue burst is scary. Way of the Crane, I chi burst, stun the priest and rogue. Oh, we overlap fear and stun, which is kind of bad, but that's okay. So we got the stun off, and we're just rising sun kick, tiger palms, blackout kicks into the rogue or whatever you can hit here. So you can see I'm down really low. Like this guy's almost in execute range. That's temp on the mage because we have our DK. He's just casually hitting him because he just popped evasion. So he's at evasion. The priest is still in a fear and leg swept again. We overlapped. So once the temp is up and evasion is up, we swap to the mage. Temp kind of hurts. We don't have a purge. Kind of sucks. But we have to swap to him because we can't do anything to the rogue. So we're still trying to get the rogue down a little bit, but I'm able to get the incap on the priest. Still trying to get the rogue down. Evasion, you can see right here, is still up. There's ice barrier on the mage. The mage is coming for a poly right now. You can see right here in the corner of your screen, Polymorph. couldn't port it, or it was on my DK. It's important to try to get cool dispels as fast as you can. If you can't get the first poly, hey, that's fine. But try and get the follow-ups. You know, as long as they're not sitting 2 or 3 polys in a row, that's fine. Okay, so now swap to me. You could see he coming in with a full kidney. You could see the mage is about to come in. He gets ripped in by the mage. Here's Icy Veins just popped, and he has Ice Nova soon. He doesn't have Trinket though. Ebon Bolt, he's casting Ebon Bolt right now. So they're going hard on me. You need to Trinket this. So I human ratio. If you're not human, it's going to be Trinket. It sucks, but it's got to be something. Unless you can have an AMZ from your DK. You could see both the Shadow Step from the Rogue to me and the grip from the Priest. By the way, really good grip by the Priest. Gets them far enough away where my DK can't kick the Mage and my Warrior can't do anything about it. So they're going on me. I human ratio. I'm out of there. Make sure you have a roll for once you have human ratio, and you just get out. So as soon as I'm out of there, they're swapping. You see Ebon Bolt go off. They're swapping to my DK. They're gonna try and kill your DK. Just so you know, in case that wasn't clear, they're gonna try and kill your DK. Push back in. Let's just come back a little bit. Forgot about this part right here. Okay, so you could see that they just got my Trinket. They want my Trinket because then they can full blind me out. However, if you can see, one sec. Let's just go back a little bit. You see right now, you could see the Rogue is about to vanish. He's coming towards me right here. This is the Rogue right here. He's about to vanish. You could see the Priest casting Light Wrath. You can see the Icy Veins is still up on the Mage. I know that's a lot to handle, but it's just a quick glance. You can see it. They're going in hard on my Death Knight. They just got my Trinket from human ratio, so what do you think they're going to do? They're going to blind me, and they're going to try and go on my Death Knight, because I don't have Trinket, and they're going to try and force something out of my Death Knight. But you see right here, the Death Knight, here's the Vanish. His Vanish still on Global. He's still on Global from Vanish. Right before he does this blind, I'm able to get Life Cocoon off. That's like kind of what you have to do to win this matchup. So, like plays like that, I mean, it's hard because, I mean, sometimes you can't do it. Sometimes it's out of crowd control, but you have to sometimes. So I'm blinded full, but I was able to get Life Cocoon off on our Death Knight while the Mage Burst is going down into a Light Wrath, which is fine. So I sit this full blind. Yeah, we sit an 8-second blind. He's going to come in for a sap, of course. Gets the sap. I still don't have Trinket. I believe this is my Death Knight's wall here. No? No. Yeah. It should be. Yep. This is his wall. So he walls. They just got a poly on me. Alpha sap. So poly and sap are on the same DR. Half poly. Coming in hot. There's poly. I'm stunned. I'm going to weigh the crane this. Chi burst. Honestly, I forgot to dispel my Death Knight. Yeah, but I'm going to get the follow-up. I'm feared. They mess up their DRs with fear. Get dispelled our warrior, hopefully soon. And then we got a grip. So, nothing too crazy here. He grips him in. We're trying to get to the Rogue doesn't have Trinket, by the way. The Rogue does not have Trinket. So we could easily kill him in the stun. There's Orb. Try and get to an Orb as fast as possible. If you roll into it, it'll break any crowd control on you. So that's really important. But he got the poly off. So there's another kidney right here. They don't swap to me. This was actually really hard. They could have swapped to me hard here and got my Trinket, but they didn't. I incapped. You could see the Priest has fear in 2 seconds. So I incap him so he can't get the fear as easily. And then I kite away from him. We're trying to build up damage here because we have Way the Queen in 5. It's one of those rare times where I'm like stacked on our team and we're trying to stack damage. So here's Cheap Shot. Short. I don't use Way. That was important. So you can see he cheap shotted, well, right here. Yeah, okay, right. I apologize for this team. So here's a cheap shot, 2 seconds. You know the Priest has a fear. The Priest has a fear available. I think I'm off poly DR2. So this is a half cheap shot. Priest is coming in. It'd be a waste to use Way the Crane because you're going to weigh the Crane into a fear. It's just a waste, and then you're gonna get polyed out, and then that's your healing. So hold on to Way the Crane. When you see here's a poly, I'm gonna get feared off. They're good grip by my Death Knight, but he still gets the fear. Really good grip, by the way. Waddle, mill, really good grip. And now we're going to pressure the mage. You can see, even though the rogue doesn't have trinket, we're still going to pressure the mage to stop some polys. I believe we get block here. We should get block here. Again, incap. Yep, there's the incap on the priest. No trinket. And we block here. Feint is on the rogue. And now we swap to the rogue during ice block. Get a nice little rising sun. Now rising sun kick, you know, with rising thunder, it resets the cooldown on thunder focus T. Really important. Get instant envelopings out. Put an enveloping on my Death Knight. Get that poly on the warrior. Line that poly that was coming in hot. He's gonna try and just spam poly, lining it, trying to get it on my warrior, but I can't. Kate. So, what do I do here? I believe I weigh the cranes. Yeah, I weigh this because he's ring of piecing, or not ring of piecing, he's ring of frosting into a poly. So there's orb. It doesn't break, but I still have life cocoon. You can see right here, right down here, I'm smashing life cocoon. I have cocoon. We're fine right now. Get a stun on the priest and rogue, but we're still on the mage right here. And we're just on the mage hard, right here. We're rooted. I think I Chiji. No, I Shaylun's gift, but he lined me real quick. But here's the thing about Way of the Crane. You don't cast often, so the mage is going to try and I think he tries to interrupt me here, and I faked him with Shaylun's gift, and then Shaylun's gift full. We're blinded here, I believe. Do we sit this? Yeah, we sit this every time. We're sapped out. I think we triggered the sap. No, AMZ. Good. I mean, this far into sap, blind sap, you can't trinket. This is also the burst, by the way. This is shadow daggers. Polyed half. I'm just sitting this. Just sitting it. Have your DK spam death strikes, and you should be fine. There's a short fear. We're fine. I weigh the crane right here. Big damage. And here's the rogue actually, to counter my weigh the crane, the rogue evasioned. Like that was actually a sick play, and I didn't. And then 2 seconds later, yeah, he has evasion, so I hit him, and then the priest mind controls my Death Knight. Good plays coming out from this team, like no troll at all, like sick plays coming out. But I still had Way of the Crane back up, and I was able to get a rising sun kick on the priest. We're able to stabilize, juke the mage there, Shaylun's gift. Let me tell you, if there's any heal that you will fake and you will get every kick in the game, it's Shaylun's gift. I promise. Just fake it once and you'll get every kick. So now they're going on my warrior, or my Death Knight. No cooldowns here yet. Still no trinket. Yeah, they just have a full kidney on my waddle. Did he just wall? No. No, he's bursting now. I think that was just trinket. There's a half poly. It's going to be into another fear. Here we go. Ebon Bolt. You can see Ebon Bolt. Good kick on Ebon, because that would have been a lot of pressure. Feared. There we go. And we have sweep. Rogue does have trinket. And I have Way of the Crane of 5. We were going to try and kill the rogue here, but I think there was a miscommunication. I believe our Death Knight went onto the mage. No, warrior was on the mage. We could have killed the rogue here, by the way. Stun, chi burst. He was dead here and then I incapped the priest, and we could have, but a little miscommunication. That's okay. There's vanish. Still no trinket. No one has a trinket. The priest trinketed there. If you watch my videos, I replaced port down here. You always want to know where it is, you know. So here we go. Still on the rogue. Still on the rogue. Okay. Here's another play I want to mention right here. So, I have trinket. Yeah, I just want to point something out real quick to you guys. So, here we are. We're stacked up. Mage popped his burst. He popped his burst. I'm off stun air. Right here, you need to read into what you think they're about to do. You know, you can see they're trying to get cross CC. They got a poly on my warrior. It's short, but that's okay. I pre-wall right here. I wall right here. Because Way of the Crane has 2 seconds left, so that means they can stun me. I'm not on stun DR. The mage can push in. He still has his burst, so I pre-wall because I have a feeling they're going to swap to me. If they swap to me here, I might as well just wall because they're not going to swap to me ever again. So Way of the Crane is down. I pop my wall. I don't know if they saw it, and then they burst into me. They get a full stun on me here. Here's cheap. Here's their burst. You can see Veins is still up. Rogue has the cheap shots on me. Here's Orb, and they swapped to me with Wall. You don't have to trinket. I don't have to human ratio. I don't have to do anything right now. I have to do nothing. I walled. I could use healing elixirs. I get an incap on the priest here, trying to go for the double stun. I didn't get a double stun. The rogue is at 30% pain sub. And is that rapture? That's a really fat shield that guy has. Maybe not rapture, but that's pain sub. So it's gonna be tough to kill. Full poly on me. Evanbolt going into my. I think he just got kicked. No, there's temp and polyed half. So, you know, we're doing okay. Rogue still low. Priest, no trinket. Almost off incap DR. Polyed. RPing as a sheep. And I push in. So I push in here. Because I think I can get a double stun here. I think I can get a double. But the rogue. This rogue was really good. This rogue was like really good. I incap and then I stun. But he evasions the stun. Or he dodges it somehow. I don't know how. I think no, he didn't have evasion. He just dodged it. He dodged my stun. So he pushed back. You don't want to push in against Rogue Mage when you don't, when you don't want to have cooldowns forced or anything. So I port back out. I'm pushed in. I can see the priest is at 4% mana. We just need to live. I have trinket. I have human ratio. I have with crane. I have cocoon. I have everything. Somehow he gets sapped. I don't know how. And the priest starts going in for a drink. I stay in combat. I get him in combat. By the way, 100% mana right now. Just throwing it out there. Way the crane. Amazing. I'm getting polyed. DK didn't have a kick. They don't have burst. Mage doesn't have burst. Rogue, Shadow Daggers in 50. Blind in 2 minutes. He blinded. Oh, yeah. He blinded my warrior to peel off of himself. So we're going in on the Rogue. You can see he uses orb, and I try and push into the orb right here because you see the priest is coming in. He has a fear. This guy can poly me. I can, yeah. So he's pushing in. I'm feared. The orb breaks it. I weigh the crane. My DK also walls here, 14%. We don't, a slight overlap, but weigh the crane is fine. It's not much of an overlap. Weigh the crane. He walls. I weigh the crane. Priest, no incap DR, no stun DR. Rogue, no trinket. We're pushing in. I dispel our warrior or DK. Rising Sun. Do I rise Sun Kick? Rising Sun Kick for a Thunder Focus T, so I can get an instant enveloping. There's a nice incap, and I got a full stun out. Full stun. No trinket. No outs. 5 seconds. No trinket. And we're still hard on the mage. Full poly there. I thought I lined it. There's Evanbolt. He's cheap shotted. I have life cocoon. I'm not gonna waste trinket. There's AMS. I'm gonna try and cocoon here. Feared. I'm gonna sit it though. I sit this fear. You have to be greedy with that trinket. Look, 11%, 0 seconds left. Cocoon, and now you see the rogue has evasion, and he gets gripped by the priest. I incap the priest. He still has trinket. Here comes Poly on our warrior. Dispel him. Rising Sun Kick on the priest here. Oh no, I incap here. Short. Incap 19%. Executed. And that's TSG versus RMP, man. So some key things that I think you guys should take away from this. Reading into swaps onto you is important. I'll make a whole separate video on that. Basically, when you see them pushing onto you, wall. Don't be afraid of wall. It's a relatively short cooldown. If you see that the rogue vanishes and you just use your trinket, they're going to save blind for your trinket. If they get your trinket, they're going to blind you. They're not going to go you. They're going to blind you. That's why they're swapping to you to force your trinket, because they know they can get your trinket. So you need to cocoon right before the blind or a little before the blind or poly. And basically coordination between your teammates. If you overlap any defensive, if my DK and I overlap wall and cocoon, he's going to die next go. But I hope you guys learned something. I hope that wasn't too fast. I hope this video isn't too long. I hope you guys enjoy this. And that's pretty much it. Thank you everybody for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I'm getting a new computer soon, hopefully. I get paid in a few weeks, so hopefully, we got a new computer. I can stream again. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.